Welcome to Ovos Play. In this video we will show you how to create your own content to get started with your app. For this purpose we will occasionally show the app view on the right. When creating your content, you can also do this with your mobile phone or with a second screen. But of course, there is also a preview directly in the admin dashboard. But first, let's take a look at the content structure. You can customize your learning structure in your Ovos Play app. In the app, all learning content is summarized under the term Explore. By default, the learning structure is divided into three elements: topics, decks, and cards. Topics are the first hierarchical level in the library. Topics are used to divide the learning content according to its content. A topic can contain several decks. A topic can also become an entire journey, but we will look at that later. Decks are the second level of the hierarchy. Decks are comparable to individual packs of cards that are used as learning modules. A deck can be explored, but it can also be practiced. When exploring, users can navigate freely through the content and thus acquire knowledge. If they want to consolidate their knowledge, the practice mode is used. The practice mode only contains task cards. Answering them correctly generates learning progress. Cards are the last level of the hierarchy. Cards contain the actual learning content. Learning content can be presented in different forms, for example as text, video, audio, or with interactive elements. To set up your content structure, navigate to the library in the admin dashboard. Administrators and authors have access to learning content and can edit it. First, think about what content do I want to show and how do I divide my learning content. This subdivision can then be transferred to the topic structure. Use the Add button on the left-hand side to add the individual elements to the library. Click on Add and select Topic. In the new creation window, you must enter a title for the new topic. In our example, we will create the topic Introduction. Click on OK to confirm your entry. The new topic will now appear in the library on the left. The corresponding editor opens automatically on the right-hand side. Here you can edit the topic further, add a background image and display even more information with a subtitle. Save your changes with the Save button at the top. The topic is not yet visible in the app in this state, as it does not yet contain any content. For it to be displayed, it must contain decks. To create a deck, click on Add and then on Deck. Another creation window will open. You can use this window to add both existing decks and new decks. As no decks exist yet, we will create a new deck. New decks need a title and must belong to a topic or a phase of a journey. In our example, we create the deck How do I use the app? And select the previously created topic Introduction. In addition, decks are assigned to content packages to define their visibility. There is more information on content packages in a separate video. Confirm with OK and the new deck is visible in the library. The editor opens automatically on the right-hand side. As with the topic, you can add a background image and a descriptive subtitle here. Further deck settings can be made here, but for now that's all we need. New decks are initially marked as not visible, so that they are not displayed in the app when you're still creating learning content. To make a deck visible, click on the eye on the deck element. To be sure, you will be asked to confirm this change. Click on Yes to continue. The deck will now also be displayed in the app and the topic will be visible. At this point, the deck is still empty. What it needs now are cards. To add Learn cards, click on the Edit Cards button in the top right-hand corner. You can now add individual Learn cards here. With the Add button, you can choose from various card templates. You can find information on the individual templates in our knowledge base. In our example, we are creating a text and image card. After selecting the template, the card editor opens on the right-hand side. Each card must have a name so that it can be searched for or added later in the system. An image is required for the text and image card. If possible, uploaded images should be smaller than 200 kilobytes to minimize loading times on mobile devices. After uploading, you will also find a compression function in the upload field. In addition to an image, you can also upload an audio file. You can now add the text to the Learn cards using the text input field. Various paragraph formats are available with the Format option. The most common formats, such as bold, italic or underlined, are also available. Save the card with the Save button. You can now display a preview of the new card using the Preview button at the top right. The preview is displayed on the left and can also be operated interactively. Click on the Preview button again or on the Close button to close the preview and edit the card list again. You can now add any number of Learn cards with different templates to a deck. In the list of cards on the left-hand side, you can change the order of the cards using drag and drop. Drag the card to the top and it will be displayed in the first position. The Learn cards you have created will then appear in the Explore menu item in the app. As soon as a deck has been completed, a summary appears. This is generated by default. You can also overwrite the summary individually. Navigate back to the deck editor using the arrow at the top left and scroll down to Summary. The text you entered will then appear under the headline Summary. You can also add key learnings to emphasize it. Now you can also add task cards to the deck. Task cards can be assigned to the Explore or Practice section. If you add a task card to the Explore section, no answers will be saved. They only serve as an interactive break and are suitable for estimation or example questions. In practice mode, answering these questions also has an effect on the learning progress made. Users must repeat the task cards over a certain time period and answer them correctly in order to generate progress. To add task cards to the Practice section, switch to the Practice tab in the card list. Here you can only add task cards. To add a task card, click on the Add button and select a task template. In our example, we will create the task text choice. You also need to assign a name for the card here. For the choice task, you can choose from the single and multiple choice variants. As with other content cards, you can upload an image or audio and add a formatted text. To add answer options, click on Add field under the headline Answers. You can now add several answer options whereby at least 2 different answers must be given. Add a text to each answer and, depending on the variant, mark 1 or more answers as correct using the checkbox below. Once you have entered all the answers, you can save the card. Now you can practice the deck in the app. A practice session with a maximum of 10 questions is started for the deck. You can also practice the whole topic. You can do this alone or against other users. Tasks are drawn from all available decks. Using the procedure you have learned, you can now add more topics and decks to your app. If you want to add assessments or events, the process is the same as for decks. You can find the various elements under the Add button. In the library in the admin dashboard, you can change the order of the individual elements using drag and drop. You can also add headlines for a better structure. To do this, click on Add and Headline. In the creation window, you only need to assign a title and can select the topic to place it directly in it. The headline can also be moved around in your content structure using drag and drop. Headlines can also be used within a topic to better subdivide individual decks. A topic can also become a subdivided journey. To do this, you must add several phases to the topic. To add a phase, click on Add and select Phase. The phase can also have a picture and a subtitle. Now you can also select the phase when creating decks or you can move the decks using drag and drop. Each phase of a journey has its own area in the app. It is best to build up these phases in a linear fashion. You can use unlock conditions for this. If you are editing a phase, you will find the unlock requirements in the editor. Here you can select the previous phase or individual decks or assessments. You can also choose whether all decks from the previous phase must be explored once, or whether all task cards must be practiced up to a certain progress value. Users cannot continue until those requirements are met. In this video, you have now learned how to set up your content structure in ovos Play. Our content creation team will be happy to help you design your content in advance so that it really resonates with end users for your project with the app. If you have any further questions or concerns, take a look at our knowledge base at knowledgebase.ovosplay.com. There you will find more videos on creating content packages, user groups, and managing permissions. You can also reach us at any time via our support messenger or at support@ovos.at. We wish you every success in creating your content.